Oh, this is Ren? Nice. He had 1 million subs. See, I actually thought he was already over 1 million subs, but that's awesome. All right, let's hear what he has to say.
I want to keep this short and sweet because I wrote something that I want to share with you. But first of all, I just want to say how grateful I am. I've reached 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is a flipping huge milestone.
Nice. By the way, Alan, I love your Ren reactions. Like, you just really resonate with it, and it's really cool to watch. If you haven't seen Alan's Ren reactions, check them out.
I'd say thank you to everyone who supported my music over the years, whether you're newly on board or have been here for a while. I wanted to say thank you to the YouTube reaction community who have gotten behind my stuff in a big way and really helped me reach this goal. So thank you guys. Yeah, I wanted to read this passage that I wrote about success. It's too much for me to remember right now, so bear with me. But yeah, success to me means that I have a responsibility that transcends me. If I have a platform where people are paying attention, then I feel like it's my duty to make that count. It's far more important than my aspirations with music and what I could personally gain. There's a saying that stuck with me recently, which was a rising tide lifts all ships.
Hey.
Somehow, by finding success for myself has meant that I can find success for the people around me, and that makes me feel very rich. I'm in a very strange position right now where I owe much of my success to the most destructive force in my life, which has been the turbulence of my physical and mental illness. The thing that has by far brought me the most pain has been a source of constant inspiration, which ironically led to creations which brought me the most joy. Creating art which means something to somebody else and can potentially be a companion to somebody else in the dark justifies my own pain, and I desperately needed that to be justified. There are a lot of people alive today who live in the dark. It's a place that I'm very familiar with. In the peak of my health problems, I was severely underweight. All my meals had to be restricted and blended, and I was so tired that I couldn't participate in life. I couldn't socialize, I couldn't watch films, I couldn't read. My bones constantly hurt. Even standing in the shower was excruciating and exhausting. And this went on for years, with no answers. Nobody could have ever convinced me during that time that my pain and suffering would be a source for something good, because it felt insidious. Nobody could have ever convinced me that something constructive can come from hurting every day. But I'm here to tell you that if you are hurting every day, don't be afraid. One thing I know to be a certain, to be a constant law of the universe, is that life is inconsistent. Life is beautiful and life is hideous. Life is kind and life is cruel. Dancing inside this dichotomy and inconsistency makes me know that you won't hurt forever, whether that comes from resolution of what you're going through or acceptance of where you are. You won't hurt forever. You don't know yet whether or not your pain conceals gold. It definitely conceals wisdom, and it's definitely a catalyst for filling you with empathy. So stand strong, my friends, and don't let the darkness consume you, because once you know the dark and become intimate with it, you become very capable of wielding the light.
He's saying so much. I don't want to, get lost and forget what I was thinking. But first of all, the way he talks about using music, I think a lot of musicians can relate to this. Music is like a therapy. And the way he said, sometimes you'll get a resolution to your problems. Most of the time you don't. And it's about being able to accept the hand you've been dealt in life and, live with it and not let it discourage you from doing your best, from creating things, from uplifting other people. Because it's so easy to turn into a miserable person that just tears everybody down when you are in pain, dealing with constant physical or emotional pain. But really love how he talks about how that, even though he's in pain all the time, he's found a way to turn into this positive thing through accepting it and other people being able to relate to it and resonate with it. Like, it just really, really sums up why art is so important to so many of us. It's because it's one of the ways we can, relate to each other on a massive scale. Things that we all go through. I mean, this is nothing compared to what he's gone through. But if you were here early on my stream, you know that I have like a terrible stomach ache right now, and I mean that's nothing compared to what Ren deals with. But I was like, should I even do the stream today? But I know, like, just spending time with you guys, discovering new music, and I'm so glad I did because I think I needed to see this today to remember why I do this. You know, why it's so fulfilling. You know. So anyway, thanks for sharing this video with us. By the way, Julianne.
The dark and become intimate with it, you become very capable of wielding the light. You could be instrumental for changing this world for the better. There's nothing humble about shrinking or doubting yourself because you are large. You can be ferocious and you could be magnificent. For the medical industry, who too often let people fall through the cracks, it's your duty to do better. For the people living in the light, who have either stepped out of their shadow or have never had to walk beside it, it's your responsibility to put out untainted love. Our own greed, desire to ferociously expand, and decisions rooted in self-interest can benefit ourselves in a material sense, but can be very destructive to the hive and the world around us, ultimately hurting ourselves. So we really must consider that if we're going to step into a bright future. As humans, we have an incredible potential, and it would be a shame to throw it away. So community, humanity, and changing our relationship with the natural world so it leans more towards homeostasis must be a priority number one. If you're watching this and there's a knot tied up in your stomach with bitterness, anger, or hatred for your fellow human being, be with it, feel it, understand it, express it, and then let it go. You're hurting. Give yourself love, forgive yourself, and then project that love outwards and the anger will pass. We have a decision in every interaction to tilt the world towards heaven or hell, towards Jannah or Jahannam, utopia or dystopia, and some people's ideas of heaven will be another's image of hell. So tread carefully, but treat those differences with respect. Tapestries are made beautiful because of the variety in the sum of their parts.
Oh, that what he just said right there is so powerful. Treat differences with respect, because sadly we live in a time that is so divided, so two-sided. You have to pick one side or the other, and that's so far from what humans are capable of. We understand nuance. We're able to have conversations, understand other people's perspectives, and find common ground. Still love someone that you don't agree with on every single thing, But, I feel like that's really lost on a huge chunk of people. And it's not because they're bad people. It's just because that's what they see every day. It's easy to get revved up. It's easy to turn that anger and stuff into hatred. But I love what he just said. Look inward, learn to love yourself, and then project that love outward, because there's nothing more powerful for feeling better about yourself than spending time building other people up and trying to be a positive influence on those people.
Thank you to 1 million people inside this rich tapestry for the opportunity for me to try and spread my own vision of what I believe to be good. And thank you for justifying my pain. Thank you. I love you.
Aww. That was really powerful. The value of turning pain into art. Yeah. Thank you for sharing this, Julianne. Thank you, Ren, for talking about something, it's so important and so difficult. I mean, in my head, it's really intimidating because you can never make everybody happy. That's just the way it is. But if your goal is spreading love and not, trying to turn other people into what you think they should be, then you're on a lot better path and you can be a lot happier than if you, have a way you think everyone should be and you're trying to get them to be like that. That'll never work. That'll never lead to happiness. So it's really powerful stuff. Also, I've got some exclusive live music and anime reactions over on my Patreon. I just finished reacting to Bocchi the Rock, and now I'm starting Cowboy Bebop. I do exclusive live music reactions, and I've covered everyone from Bandmaid, Baby Metal, Love Bites, Namophila, Gotcha Explain, that you can find only on my Patreon. And you can also make your own requests for videos I react to. So go check that out, and I'll talk to you next time.